Wow, exciting stuff going on here. Profitable, purposeful entrepreneurs. Hope you have exciting stuff going on in your business too. Today I want to talk about lessons learned. How many times does it take you to learn a lesson? Well, I'm not the quickest to learn a lesson, especially when it's a lesson that I need to be taught. And here's the thing about lessons. When you don't learn them, life will continue to make those lessons harder and harder and harder until you learn it. So I hope today's episode will help you learn this lesson sooner rather than later, so you can go on and focus on the important things in your life and skyrocket your business. So if you're ready, let's get started. I spent the last few years building a successful online business while learning from some of the most brilliant marketing minds and coaches on the planet. And now, I've walked away from that business to start over again from scratch. Why? Because, like you, I felt the calling of contribution and the all-consuming need to create a business giving me the freedom to put fatherhood and family first, while fulfilling my calling to share my expertise in order to serve and impact others in a positive way. Join me now as we walk the path together to create the life and business of our dreams. I'm Evans Putman. Welcome to the journey of the profitable, purposeful entrepreneur. What is up, profitable, purposeful entrepreneurs? Hope you're having a great day. Glad to be back talking to you all again. Today I want to share a really important lesson, and I hope it's a lesson that you learn much quicker than I did. So let me give you a little backstory about this. I'm actually getting ready to head out to Phoenix, Arizona for a long weekend at a coaching workshop with some of my great friends. I can't wait to see them, some of my awesome coaches. I'm going to do my best to share something every day that I learn for all my listeners, so you guys can sort of follow that journey with me. But it's going to be a great time. And the thing is, like many things in life, this came up at a time when it wasn't really optimal when it comes to my business. As entrepreneurs, we run into this all the time. So it's nothing new, it's something you have to get used to. So here's what's happening. I'm actually in the middle of getting a course together, a new launch for my business. And I had planned on releasing one of the major modules this week. And I've already put out to some people who are going to come in. They're going to get it for free and run through it with me. Some other people are going to get, everybody's getting the module for free, at this point. And I started looking at my schedule, and it's like, okay, I've got all these to-do lists to do to get this thing done. I've got to build the funnel. I've got to put the courses together. I got to edit the videos. And I can do it. No worries. I just have till Wednesday. Today's Tuesday, by the way, of this week. And I can knock it out, right? Well, I could. That's the thing. I could. But here's the big question. Should I? And here's the lesson that I've learned. Okay, if this was me of the past, the Evans, the entrepreneur of the past, I would be working nonstop, locked into my office, getting this stuff done, staying up as late as I need to, getting up as early as I need to, getting as exhausted as I need to. But the problem is, while I'm doing this, there's some important people that I would be ignoring, and that would be my family. Okay, I've got 3 days this week. I'm leaving on Thursday morning. I'm not getting back till they're already in bed Sunday evening. So during this time of hyper-focused activity, getting this course put together, I would be doing this work, delegating a little bit of time here or there to give to them. And during those small windows of time, do you think I would be present? Absolutely not. My mind would be going 100 miles an hour on the things I needed to continue doing to get this task completed. and at the same time, I would be exhausted. So what I have learned, and it took me a while to learn this, and I actually have to give myself a high five that I have learned this, is that family is much more important, which I knew that before, but here's the thing, is I thought like everything else I could do, oh, I can just get it done. I can find that family time. I can squeeze it in. I can be present. I can be there for them. I can be in a good mood, not stressed out. But I can't. I've learned through experience. There's too much noise. In order to drown out that noise, I had to make a big decision this week. I had to make an audible. And I told my coach, I said, here's what's going to happen. I know I committed to having that course module completed with the funnel completed, ready to go by Wednesday evening before I left on Thursday, but that's not going to happen. And there's my family was one reason, but I also told him, if I do this, I'm not going to be able to put out as good a quality of a product that I'd hoped to put out because it's going to be rushed. And if I'm rushing, I'm pushing. If I'm pushing up the stream, I'm ignoring a lot of the intuition, the whispers, the things that will come to me if I just let it flow down the stream. And these are things that will flow to me, as you notice when you're in a brainstorming session. If you just let things flow and don't push it, you will remember things that you would have not remembered. And I've already gone through this process where I started working on this course and it's like, oh wow, well here comes this. I forgot about that. That would be amazingly valuable to everybody. I need to make sure that gets in there. So as I told him, I said, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull an audible. I'm going to make sure that I focus on one thing and one thing only. I will have that done by the end of Monday evening. And I did, thank goodness. And that is, I'm going to put together a simple opt-in funnel with a wait list. People can get on that wait list. I will let them know in 2 weeks, which will be the week of May 20th, they will receive the free training by joining that wait list. Okay, plus they will receive other benefits by going ahead and getting on the wait list. So that freed me up massively. It put a lot of the noise that was in my head, it just silenced it. Okay, because I was able to put I put 3 tasks. And I digress, I'll get back to that in just a minute, why 3. But it allowed me, and I hope you can go through the same thing if you focus on this, to sort of pull back, look at your options. First of all, I didn't even think about a wait list. I was going to get up, I was going to get this work done, and then at some point over the weekend, when I dedicated some time just to be down, not in my business with my family, it came to me. Okay, remember going back to I wasn't pushing, I was receiving. And I received this whisper in my head like, hey, you totally forgot about this option. There is no need for you to have this module out. 90% of the people that you promised this first module would be completed by on Thursday are going to be at the event you're going to. So they're not even going to be able to use this. You can explain to them in person at the event, and they will be very understanding. They're getting it for free anyway. So here's the option. Go ahead and create a wait list. That way, too, you can promote it across your social networks. You can do everything you want while you're on this trip. The next week when you come back, you will give yourself plenty of time to finish the course module. And that will also give you a couple days to finish the page that will deliver that module, okay, that video training. And that's what's amazing. It's like, okay, when I quit pushing, when I quit saying, this is what I'm going to do, this is how I'm going to do it, I was so determined that it was set in stone, that was what was going to happen. Well, all of a sudden, the universe came at me and said, no, why don't you do this? Haven't you learned your lesson in the past? Your family is more important. Bring down the noise, tone down the activity, focus on, one important thing. Or in my ideas, I put three tasks that I was going to do daily over the next 3 days. Okay, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday before I left. Those 3 tasks were going to be things that, at least 2 of them are things that really had to be done. like record a podcast to get this funnel put together. The next one, get all my promotion in line, that I can set it up with some new images, some new posts, so that when I'm gone, I can just quickly get some stuff out on social media, okay? Things like that I really had to do. But guess what? I had a long list of about 20 other things. I started looking at them. I was like, does that have to be done by Wednesday night? No. What was I thinking? I mean, some of these don't even really have to be done. They're just like busy work items that my mind started telling me to do. So the reason that I went with 3, I'm going to explain that and then we'll get back to the message. But the reason I went with 3 was not some sort of magical reason. I have no magical key to anything. Maybe there is a reason, but somebody mentioned an app online that was called Commit to 3. Commit to 3. Now, bit of disclosure here, I have downloaded it, I have not used it yet. But it's an accountability app where you can go in and get a few of your friends together, and each of you commit to getting 3 important things done, 3 important tasks done each day. You put it in that app, and you can see, it doesn't matter if your friend is in Australia, next door, your husband, your wife, whoever, but it'll be in that app and you'll have somebody to hold you accountable. And you can turn it into a game, gamify the whole thing. Okay, so that's the reason I went with 3. But the other reason I decided to tone it down, and it helped so much, is before, like I said, I had 20 things on my to-do list. And I needed a way to get it to where I wasn't going to feel the noise and the pressure that was going to cause me to squeeze my time with my family, and in that compressed time, not be present because I'd be too worried about the things I had to get done. So I focused on just 3 simple things, 3 things that were big items. You knock over that domino, it's going to knock over a few others. And it's a good practice to get you to where you are not just worried about getting everything done. Because as you see, when you move forward in your entrepreneurial journey, there's going to be things that you don't need to get done. You need to get somebody else to do it. So you need to start training yourself now to itemize the big tasks that can only be done by you and the little tasks that can be done by somebody else. For example, I had a few videos, testimonial videos that I wanted done. I was like, I could edit these myself. And I was like, you know what? That's going to take me longer than it needs to be done. I just went on Fiverr and found somebody and had them do it. Paid them $20 for a few videos. It was turned around in a couple days. I built a good established relationship with somebody new that I can turn to and count on now, which is nice. But it saved me, it freed me up to do important things. Okay, so just to go back to the whole message here, let's focus on things that are important. Remember, sometimes we can be so future focused, so goal focused, so locked in on something that we're going to do. Even if we put a deadline and a commitment on it, it doesn't mean that you can't pull an audible when it's time to do an audible, okay? I had no plans of doing this audible, but like I said, I took some time to get quiet, to get away from my business, to enjoy time with my family. We played, I was relaxed, and during that relaxing time of not pushing but receiving, of going downstream instead of trying to paddle upstream, boom, the answer came to me, and it was like, this is what you need to do. And I can tell you, this week has been one of the most relaxing pre-trip weeks for me that I can ever remember in my business. And guess what I did? I launched an entire funnel and got it out there so I can start bringing potential customers in. So as soon as I launch the product, I'm going to have people there to buy it. And I did all that. Whereas in the past, I would have done that, but I may have done 20 other things and maybe a billion other things that were busy work, and been so stressed out and so tired and so anxious that when it came time to leave, I just would have been, a ball of nerves. But this time, it's been amazing. I've gotten everything done, and I've already got it on by tomorrow. Everything will be done so that I'm going to be able to pick up my daughter from school and have all of that time until bedtime, from afternoon through the evening, to spend nothing but family time, relaxed, knowing that I'm done with my business, knowing that I'm done with what I need to do, and be able to spend time with the people that mean the most to me. So I hope you'll take this lesson as well. Believe me, it took me many, many, many years to discover this. I knew family was important, but it took me long enough to figure out how to just let go and do it. Not push, but receive, and just, settle into it. And make sure that you prioritize one or two things that are really, really have to be done. And on top of that, make sure that prioritization of your family is the absolute most important. And don't just give them empty hours or empty minutes. Give them times where you can be present with them and really enjoy that time together, because that's the most important thing in your life. Okay, everybody, thanks a lot. Like I said, I'll try to report to you all during the event coming up. There's going to be some amazing knowledge that I'm going to be gaining. I'll share it with you. If I don't get it shared while I'm there, I will make sure that I have good notes and come back and share it in the podcast for everybody. And if you're wondering too, since I've been talking about this new course that I'm launching, I'll let you go find out more about it. But if you're hearing this now and you want to go to onepodcastaway.com, that's the word one, O-N-E, podcast, P-O-D-C-A-S-T, away, A-W-A-Y.com, onepodcastaway.com. Go there and check it out. By the time you listen to this, I don't know if the waiting list will still be open or not, but it doesn't matter when you come along and get in there. There's going to be some awesome freebies in there, some amazing bonuses, but it's going to be something you're going to want to check out. Believe me, it's going to be an amazing thing. If you have any inkling of starting a podcast, if you already have a podcast, this is something you want to check out, because it goes back on my previous business experience where we grew our podcast through the strategies that I created. We grew the podcast to 4 million downloads. We brought guests on like Grant Cardone, John Lee Dumas, Dean Graziosi, Robert Kiyosaki, Barbara Corcoran, Hal Elrod. We, other guests with that kind of potential, but we had 4 million downloads. We also built an amazing tribe, an amazing marketing list of hyperactive buyers that in turn brought us in over $500,000 in revenue without any ad spend on Facebook ads and without putting podcast ads in our podcast from other companies. Okay, so we got to keep 100% of the profits, and that is beautiful. So if you want to learn more about that, I would definitely recommend going to onepodcastaway.com. And I appreciate every one of you, and I can't wait to let everybody know about what I'm learning here in Phoenix, Arizona over the next few days, because it is truly going to be knowledge that's going to help grow your business. And that's really why I'm here, to share this stuff with you so you can get value, grow your business, grow your personal life, and just have an amazing, profitable, purposeful life. Thanks, everybody. Make it a great day. Hey, all my podcasting entrepreneur friends, this is Evans. Listen, I got a question for you guys. What is the big result you want with your podcast? It could be many answers. Is it to rapidly increase your subscribers? Do you want to attract top tier guests, the biggest names in your industries? Maybe you want to grow a large, engaged marketing list, an email list, Facebook Messenger list, maybe a Facebook group that is full of people who eagerly await you to come out with new offers so they can snatch them up because they know and trust you, right? Maybe it's you just want your podcast to deliver predictable income and profits without having to run ads from other companies. Well, here's the thing. The last company I was involved in, the one that I left right before coming here, I was in charge of growing that podcast and coming up with strategies just like those that delivered results just like those. We quickly got to over 4 million downloads. We averaged 150,000 plus downloads a month. And that all started at being stagnant at around 30,000 downloads and had been there for like 6 months. So we quickly grew that subscriber base. Once we did that, we were able to leverage that to get people like Grant Cardone, Robert Kiyosaki, Dean Graziosi, Barbara Corcoran, John Lee Dumas, Hal Elrod. Those are some of the people I know off the top of my head that were on the podcast. And what's even more important is we were able to then creatively come up with assets that we didn't even have to spend money and time to create, and use those assets to be able to build a marketing list in both emails, Facebook Messenger, and a massively engaged Facebook group. Okay, and these things were full of our listeners, people that trusted us, they loved us, they became customers. They were hyperactive buyers is what we like to call them, because when they bought again and again and again, all your upsells, all your downsells, everything you were selling practically. And the awesome thing is that we were able to turn this into predictable, profitable income. Over 500 grand in revenue from the podcast. And we didn't run any Facebook ads. We didn't have to spend any money on ads. We didn't have any outside companies placing ads in our podcast. This was all our profits and all true to our vision with our listeners. So I put together an awesome course on this. I'm building it right now, but you can go get on the wait list and get one of the biggest, most important modules for free. I just want you guys to have that as long as you get on the wait list. It'll be launching it is launching the week of May 20th. So go on and go there right now. It's onepodcastaway.com. onepodcastaway.com, where you can learn more, watch a testimonial from Pat, my former business partner, about how we grew his podcast, and just learn more about what's offered in this waiting list offer. This is a limited offer for just a few people who come over there and get on it in the next couple of weeks, because at that point we'll be launching the full course. But I want to make sure that I take care of you guys first, and wanted to let you all know about it. So onepodcastaway.com. Go check it out. Shoot me a message if you have any questions. Come into the Facebook group. Find me online on Facebook. You can always email me at evans@onepodcastaway.com if you have any questions about the course, anything at all. I look forward to helping you guys grow your podcast and making money from your podcast for your business. Thanks a lot. Peace. Have a great day.